Check your fortune.
All right, everybody, welcome to StarLadder. I am your host for the evening, the one and only Bacchus Monster, also known as BacTV. With me tonight is going to be Hano. And we've got Complexity versus Winterfox. You can see these players already in the server. They're just, hopping around. Haven't quite gotten all of the players in, but wanted to give you an update as to why everything was delayed. Obviously, there was matches going on. Winterfox played a match against Enemy, went to triple overtime. 25-22, I believe, was the final score. Winterfox succumbed to the attack of Enemy, and then Complexity and Winterfox had to play a face-it match, which they just finished, and Complexity dominant on Mirage. So we had the maps vetoed and picked, and if you didn't see the pre-game overlay, we're going to be seeing Cache, then Cobble, and then a third potential map of Overpass. But again, my co-caster for this evening is Hano. Hano, knowing that Winterfox just lost 2 games, 2 heartbreakers, really. I mean, the first game was very close. They could have taken it. And then the second game, kind of an onslaught, an obliteration. I mean, they were butchered by Complexity. Do you think that's going to play a factor here moving into this third game, a BO3, against the same opponent they just played?
I hope not, but as we saw, Complexity not only slaughtered them 16-2, but they started on T-side Mirage, so it wasn't like they started CT side, and they were pretty solid as a good CT half for Complexity. They were T-side. Winterfox couldn't get anything going on their CT side, ended up losing 16-2. I think everybody's probably quite scared that Winterfox will probably lose both of these matches to a quick 2-0, but it is a best of 3. It's going to be a little bit different. The maps are obviously different as well, so maybe they can get something going. We do see a different roster coming out of them as well. Pith is gone, and then Devil Walk is as well. flowsicK will be filling in, and desi as well. So 2 different players. They're both solid players, so I wouldn't say that it's going to be a huge difference. I think the team play is going to be the thing that might ruin them on this best of 3.
Yeah, Complexity's been playing with this roster pretty much all season, and even though they've had some hiccups, they have some pretty talented players. Obviously, SEMPHIS, formerly of Complexity and Cloud9, back with the same organization, autimatic, used to play with the Denial team. sancz as well, roca, formerly of Elevate, and a couple other teams. I think he was even on Tempo Storm for a short period of time. Just an insane fragger, a player who probably doesn't get quite as much respect as he deserves because he hasn't had that opportunity just yet to really shine through on an international stage. And then rounding out the roster, the team definitely feels more full than what we're seeing from Winterfox right now, only because Winterfox has seen quite a few roster changes in recent months with the problems with all their players who got stuck in Europe. Xp3, Devil Walk, and then Bythe, who left the team eventually. Not really sure what the reasons were, but he decided to part ways. Now they picked up some decent players. They have, flowsicK and then desi kind of filling in right now, as I think Devil Walk is still overseas. But it definitely could play a factor. Now this first map, I think, is really important. If I'm Winterfox, I need to win this map. We lost a big OT match. Then we lost our follow-up game against Complexity, and I mean, it was a bloodbath. Watching the rounds play out, there were a couple of close ones, but even still, it was like every close opportunity, the 1v1s and 2v2s, just kept going Complexity's way. I mean, it was 13-2 at half on Mirage, and Complexity started on the T side. So that kind of shows you what happened. So my fear for Winterfox is that if they lose this first map, it will just kind of tilt them a little bit, and they'll just be so frustrated from their night. I mean, they'll be tired, they'll be burnt out, that the second map could be a repeat of their match on Mirage against Complexity that just happened half an hour ago, where they just got slaughtered. So the fact that their roster has seen changes, and this is Cache, definitely works for them, because Cache, a little bit puggier of a map than, say, Mirage, which they just played. They can kind of rely on their aim a little bit more. People have been calling it Dust 3 now for quite some time because it has gotten to a point where it's more of an aim map. It's got that authentic mid feel. You get mid control. You can kind of control the map.
I completely agree. I was actually going to mention that if you didn't pick that up. It's that Cobble, I believe, is the second map, and it requires a lot of coordination out of your CT squad because the rotates are so quick. If you can flank them and have good teamwork, then it works out pretty well for the CT side. But you're right, this is a puggier map. Things aren't as dependent on teamwork and chemistry. you can kind of get things going by yourself and open up some picks. And we're going to see, hopefully, Anger can make something happen here. He does have some monstrous matches once in a while. He's really, really good at aiming. And so is roca, so we can kind of see what's going on. But we're going to have 9 on the server. This might start soon a little bit. Let's see if desi or flowsicK can get something happen as well. flowsicK's more of a, I would say, support passive player, and then desi's kind of a smart player. I wouldn't say he's an entry fragger either. So, doesn't really flow with the team as much. Pith was a, I don't know, Pith was a little bit of everything, I'd say.
He was a strong entry fragger. That's what they really used him for, and he was also a really big clutch player for them. Not having him on the team is definitely going to change things. flowsicK, a really smart player. I'm not sure if he's picked up that IGL role for the team. It's probably between him and Xp3, and I don't know which one's holding that role right now. I mean, it's NACS. It's almost impossible to keep track of that kind of thing. You know, there's already rumors of a potential incoming NA shuffle yet again as we come to the close of a season. Surprise, surprise. Teams aren't happy with the way things are going, and players are going to be cut, picked up, orgs are going to change. Just another month of NA Counter-Strike, really. I mean, what can you say about that one? We've seen it happen so many times, and it looks like we could be seeing it again. But again, guys, we're just waiting for these players to run up. We finally have all 10 in the server. And the roster rundown once more, just in case you've just joined us. It's valens, roca, sancz, SEMPHIS, and autimatic for the side of complexity, and then on Winterfox, Anger, flowsicK, desi, LeX, and Xp3. The first map's going to be cached, then we'll be moving into Cobble, which was Complexity's pick, and then the third map, if needed, will be Overpass, which kind of tips the scales in favor of Complexity.
I'm kind of curious as to what Complexity will do here. I think that they're going to send SEMPHIS roaming around the op quite frequently, and I think that's going to be something that Winterfox needs to be afraid of. If Winterfox is going to do the classic pug strats where they just go work things, they probably don't have set smokes or set flashes or anything like that to execute on site. So I think SEMPHIS might come out on top here with the op. We'll kind of get into this match and see what's going on.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for the knife round to start here, as now all these players are in, and I think we are ready to go live here. And this is a best of 3, but Winterfox desperate, so desperate to start off with a good map. Now these two have played each other during the regular season in ESEA and ESL Pro League. They also just played each other just now, but they traded maps during the regular season, 16-12, but they actually won the map that they just got destroyed by Complexity on, so it's kind of interesting here. We're going to go into the knife round as these players just stabbing their way around the map. Trying to pick up the knife round is going to be the side of Winterfox, and they're off to a great start. It's valens, a 1v4. Now, we've seen some crazy knife rounds, but the odds of this happening are slim to none, and you can see Winterfox picks up the knife round, starting off on the good foot.
Let's see what they're going to pick up for utility, and see what the CT team decides to do. I'm kind of curious to see who's going to pick up. We've seen a lot of teams actually play heavy towards B, and then just play a retake on A. We'll see if Winterfox will do the same, or if they're just going to play more of a standard 2-on-2 possibly. But I do like the strat where you have 3 or 4 people go B side and have one CT player play truck with the kid, or possibly a Molotov instead, and just Molotov sight off. So
retake A strategy is pretty common amongst a lot of teams. You'll see them put a guy truck with a molly, like you said, and he holds that tight angle, waits for the head to peek out of A main. As soon as he spots it, he goes for a headshot. If he can't find it, he just waits, sits back, tosses a molly on default, and then lets his team rotate in. But you have to push B, and push B fast. And if it's a B push, you could actually lose 1 or 2 players very early on to that Glock onslaught. Obviously, you know, if there's the equal amount of Ts in B main as there are CTs, it's 80 bullets flying at you potentially. It's a lot of shots to dodge. And based on the buy here, we're not really going to be seeing that molly buy. We are going to see the A retake, though, as they've put desi over towards truck in mid. We've got LeX just trying to lock it down, but it is going to be an A take right now as they swarm over towards A main and Squeaky door. We've got sancz and roca working up towards Squeaky. In A main, we see SEMPHIS alongside the bomb. That's going to be valens. They're going to smoke their way in, and desi's not really going to be able to spot anything. He's just going to have to time some shots through the smoke and call for the rotate here. He's tapping away, but he's not going to get it. It's going to be a free bomb plant here for the side of Complexity.
Let's see if flowsicK can actually get this flank coming down. This is going to be huge out of him if he actually... Oh, SEMPHIS. Beautiful shot. It's going to be a 3v5 situation with not much of the teams to do. Let's see what's going to go down. Valens takes down 2, actually. Xp3 against the back of his teammate. So, good start by Complexity. 0 players died on their end. So 4 players are going to be able to keep their armor. You probably should upgrade that armor because you don't want to get one shot by a 250, obviously. Let's see if the CTs are going to go for the buy instead. We have a 5.7, a 250, another 5.7, so they are. So the CT squad is going to be able to pick up full armor, not much utility, just 2 flashes and full pistols. They do want to win this round, obviously, to kind of stop the money from flowing in for the T side, but the T side doesn't actually pick up any SMGs whatsoever.
And you can see it's the CT side. They're going for that armor pistol buy, but on the T side, they're playing super passive here. They're going to pop flash their way into A main. That's going to be desi leading the way with the 5.7. He's got SEMPHIS on the other side. And SEMPHIS is also using that 5.7, trying to save up money for that AWP. It's a 3-man stack on A. Only one person holding down the B site. That's Xp3. And he's also the only armorless player for the CT side. But there you go. It's the first kill going the way of the CTs. Anger takes down sancz over in A main. So they're going to try and make their way out mid here for the side of Complexity. Balance with the Tech 9. They're going to spot LeX, who's trying to get into Z Connector, gets lost in that flashbang, finally makes his way in. Meanwhile, roca gets dinked by Xp3. The armorless P250 almost finds a frag. LeX is going to try and run in from heaven. He's going to gun down roca mid-air. Meanwhile, creeping in towards Jenny. That's going to be desi. And this round is chaotic at best. flowsicK finds a frag in the mid-area towards Cubby, and Anger takes down valens. And that is a massive force buy victory for Winterfox, coming out with 2 players and an AK. And they're going to take that score to 1-1.
It was an extremely hectic round in the B side. T side smoked up CT, which is quite typical, and CT player just rushed on through, dinked 2 people with beautiful headshots there. But T's, we're going to have 1 person by an AK, so again, we're just going to go with this force on force. Complexity is going to force up, knowing that if they win, the CTs are going to have very little money. CTs are going to pick up 2 FAMASes. They're going to have that AK that they got from the last round and 2 M4s as well. desi decides to go with the M4A1. And most players have switched to the A4, but I would rather have seen the T side group up rather than just try to get picked off by those 5.7s and the flashes coming at A main, but we're going to have a 5v4 situation starting up for Winterfox.
And these deagles are pretty scary here. I mean, SEMPHIS, formerly of Cloud9, they were kind of infamous for that deagle buy. Once upon a time when they had Hiko and all those guys on the same team, their deagle buy was just very scary. He did manage to find himself an AK. He's going to creep up on mid, but he's checking towards sandbags. No one's going to be home. It's actually going to be LeX creeping around white box. That's an easy kill for him. desi right now holding down NBK. He spots one and A main. That's actually going to be a nice headshot put down by valens, and autimatic there to take the last of the damage. So they're going to get the bomb plant here in the A site, but it's going to be a pretty difficult hold. It's on autimatic here. Last man standing. He's got an M4 and armor. Wow, the peek from Xp3 pre-firing that quad box. autimatic can't do much about it. So it's going to be Winterfox who find themselves getting a second round here as these players juggle around the rifles. I'm not sure who's on the bomb right now. It's actually Xp3 going for it. They're going to get himself a kit as well, a couple of nades in the site. So Winterfox don't succumb to the same thing that Complexity did. That force buy just not working out. Should be a kind of an ego here because they got the back-to-back plants. Complexity's going to go for more, and they're going to pick up more armor. Interesting.
It seems kind of crazy for them to buy up here.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd. And they didn't get back-to-back plants. That was me misspeaking. I apologize. What I meant to say was they did take that pistol round, only losing 1, but then getting the plant there, that extra $800 plus the $1,900 from the lost ones, $2,700. Put that in the kitty. I kind of understand it, but it's not like they're facing off against SMGs and FAMAS here. It's, you know, M4s and AKs pretty much across the board for the side of Winterfox.
They're going to do a smoke shot on A, which almost can guarantee them the plant if desi doesn't actually pick up a huge amount of frags. That's an M4 down. The T side's going to be able to pick up an M4. It's a 5v4 situation with the rifle in their hand and the A site completely. The CT's going to have to retake this site like this is 1 as well, so it's going to be 5v4, 5v3 now. It's a 4v3 in favor of the T side. Xp3 spamming that quad box. Absolutely huge shot on sancz, who was playing the quad. Or playing the forklift, I apologize, so he gets taken out as well. 1 person left in sight. autimatic picks up 1. It's a 1v2 situation for him. He's got the 250 sitting in sight. Just another. It's a 1v1 situation now for autimatic versus flowsicK. He's sitting in sight, lurking around. He's actually going to stick the bomb. And he gets it at the very last second. Unbelievable. autimatic almost comes up with a huge 1v3 in the 4K. But they're calling him out. They're saying, Tim, P250, Jesus. But unfortunately, the ball's on that guy. He just stuck the bomb instead.
Pros don't fake. You hear it every day, and flowsicK taps it, makes him think he's faking, goes for it again, and just holds it. You know, with the HP on autimatic, obviously was just hoping to God that he was going to try and, you know, bait out the player instead of go for that stick. And instead he goes for the stick on the bomb, and Complexity lose another one, but getting that bomb plant now a couple of times is going to give them that extra bankroll here to go for the full buy. So they've got AKs across the board. No AWP just yet, but they do have one on Xp3, who's gotten very aggressive in B main. roca puts some damage down onto him. He's going to have to retreat here as he's afraid he's going to get gunned down. Very aggressive play by Xp3. Doesn't quite result in what they were hoping for. flowsicK and LeX working mid. It's going to be LeX getting the first one. SEMPHIS responds, and oh, bye-bye! flowsicK getting gunned down by roca. Xp3 trapped behind the smoke and Z connector, hoping to God that he can catch a couple of these Ts at long range before they get up too close and end up connecting on those AK shots. He's going to get double smoke now, so now he's in an awkward position, and the T side is just going to work their way towards Z connector. We've got autimatic making his way into that spot. Xp3 with a great flick of the wrist to take him down, but it's a 2v3, and the bomb is headed towards that B side.
It's going to be a 2v3 situation. roca sitting in the back looking for the headshot on Xp3 and actually hits it through the corner of the box, so it's a 1v3 now. Let's see if desi decides to save, which is probably the best situation. He doesn't have much utility, but he does have enough. He's got the M4, the armor, and the kit, which is a good thing to save. The valens is going to be watching the vent. Now he decides, let's watch the back a little bit here, just in case we're going to get flanked. And they're going to exit CT spawn with roca and SEMPHIS. SEMPHIS does have an op for next round. desi's going to back right up into T spawn. He's going to be spotted out maybe by valens. See, there's a little bit of a duel going on here. valens is going to sit sunroom. He's safe in there. He's all good to go, and desi is as well. So it's going to end there. CT side, though, they got their money broken by complexity. So because they, the second gun round, actually, they did win with 4 players still alive. So they had enough money to, or enough players alive not to have to buy again. But unfortunately, that last round where they stuck with a fuse, all their players did die, so they had to rebuy. So not much money on the CT side. This is very back and forth. T side's going to have a max 10 out of valens. Looks like valens going to try to rack up some cash, get $600 a piece for that. He's going to nade up close. This is what I like to see. They're going to group up together. They're going to get this anti-eco, and they're going to push into this B side.
Look at this in mid, though. It's going to be desi boosting up over. And now, yes, the push is on towards B, but it was actually a potential flank play in the works here for the CT side. desi about to spot out autimatic, just a little bit too afraid to peek. And, ooh, goodness gracious, autimatic. Bye-bye, desi. The last man standing's anger. He comes out of vents and gets dropped immediately by the P250. 3 apiece for Winterfox and Complexity. So Complexity, after losing a couple rounds there, following an eco victory, or force buy, so to speak, for Winterfox, they had a couple players with armor and Xp3 without. They chained a few rounds together on the side of Winterfox, but now they've succumbed to 2 straight rounds by Complexity, and it's another eco here for Winterfox yet again. So it should be another round for Complexity unless they make mistakes similar to the way they did before. SEMPHIS is going to have that AWPs watching towards toxic barrels on the Shroost, the Shroud boost in the A site. Meanwhile, in mid, we've got flowsicK pushed up very aggressively, holding that tight angle for players coming up over the boost spot. And he could potentially catch one here, as it looks like they're going to be boosting up multiple players. We've got SEMPHIS with this AWP. He's going to drop a molly right around the corner. valens coming out of mid right now. Spraying away. He's going to eventually spot out flowsicK. Drops immediately to desi with the 5-7. desi still holding down white box, looking for some more blood. He's going to find some, but it's going to be his own. Pop flash rains around the corner. sancz up close, and he's going to take him down. In Z connector, LeX with the deagle, trying to spot the head of those players boosting up on the roof, but he's got SEMPHIS wrapping around from toxic barrels to contend with. Bullets going each way. LeX trying to put the damage out, and he does, but SEMPHIS is going to retreat to the site, and the bomb is going to be planted. It's going to be a 3v3 post plan here with a lot of damage dealt to the Complexity players.
Xp3 is going to be sneaking up cat here and actually gets taken down by SEMPHIS. So SEMPHIS takes on LeX. We have Xp3. He does have an AK. And again, autimatic. 35 HP, SEMPHIS 15, and sancz 75. We have a player in the CT team coming out of the truck, and he's taken by SEMPHIS as well. So 2k from SEMPHIS, but LeX takes on SEMPHIS instead. So you have autimatic and sancz together, 110 HP. Sees the guy in sight and takes him down. Xp3, 22 HP versus 75. He's going to decide, I don't have a kit. I need to back out of here, and we're going to grab this and save. So Xp3... Yeah, nice try, but I mean, from what they had for utility, I mean, the CT side has been doing pretty well with pistols, and I think that's because the Complexity team has been separating a little bit too much, and they keep running into the 5-7s from this Winterfox squad. So Winterfox is actually going to be able to buy up. Let's see if Xp3 decides to go with the op. He should be able to. There he is. So let's see. He does have a B spawn. Is he going to take it? Is he going to take it? He is.
Yeah,
he's got those shadow daggers. And none of the T side players are actually going towards B, so he should be able to get this angle, and then the CT side should be able to stack elsewhere, and that's exactly what they're going to do. But the A looks like it's going to be the source of the attack coming out of Complexity.
It's going to be all on desi here to try and stop this right now. He's got support coming in from Toxic Barrels. That's going to be flowsicK. He's going to get spotted by the op, and that's going to tip the hat a little bit here to desi, who's holding down quad box. Molly rains out right on top of him. He's going to try and get out of dodge, but just not quick enough. Anger spotting the head of SEMPHIS. He's going to spray him down through the door. Bomb's going to be planted. It's going to be 3v4. Anger aggressive into the site, holding down Forklift now for the CT side of Winterfox. Anger actually, I think, gets dinked by his teammate. And finally drops. It's on LeX now. He's found his way onto the catwalk. He's going to drop off just in time to get out of the sights of valens. Valens with the MAC-10, LeX with the P2000. And the MAC-10 reigns supreme. The king of SMGs is the king of the round. Complexity take a nail-biter. And it's going to cripple that money on Winterfox yet again. Now, I'm kind of curious to see if we're going to go for the force buy here. Yeah, they are. They're not going to let Complexity get any more. They're going to try and get some sort of buy out of this. They've got a couple of FAMAS, a pistol. That would be the 5.7 on flowsicK. And then Xp3 is actually going to still be able to get this op. But, I mean, he really hasn't gotten the ball rolling too much yet with the AWP. And both players with the op, it really hasn't been a huge piece. It's been all rifles and pistols thus far.
Well, SEMPHIS picked up a 2K earlier on. I think that's pretty much the source of the amount of frags. But roca comes up with 2 huge kills, and he looks at the guy in heaven. He's going to throw a nade at him as well. So it's going to be 3v3 with the T side having full control. And there's that nade, roca. Beautiful 3K coming in, but roca trades it instead. So SEMPHIS does take down LeX. It's a 2v1. They have full control. desi. He's going to sneak through the smoke. It's a little bit scary, desi. I wouldn't do it. He doesn't have a kit. So if he retakes this, he's going to do it kind of quickly. He's going to try to take down sancz, who's sitting in sight, and SEMPHIS is checkers. The bomb is planted for SEMPHIS there, so he doesn't have to peek whatsoever, and he does anyway and takes down desi instead. So the executes coming out of Complexity have been pretty on point, I would say, in the A site, and I don't think that the CTs can really do anything other than just try to out-aim them. I haven't seen many Molotovs, but I guess we can say that's probably because they haven't had the money for it. And Xp3, like you said, he hasn't really gotten that aggressive, or he hasn't faced any terrorists when he's gone aggressive with the op. So Anger, he's going to decide to force up an M4. Maybe that's a little bit of a rage buy there. So he's going to get aggressive on mid, but the pistols have been working out for them, so maybe this M4 will play a huge part in winning the round for Winterfox.
sancz just walks out A. I hate to cut you off there, but he just walks out dry from A main, but it's going to be desi. The armorless 5.7 working wonderfully. It looks like it could be another pistol round victory here for Winterfox. They find themselves at the advantage right now. It's a 4v1. autimatic left scratching his head as the side of Winterfox scrum together around with pistols. Desi's going to get the pop flash, tries to find that 4th kill. He's not going to get it. It'll end in a 3K for him. flowsicK, the last kill going his way. A huge pistol play from Winterfox is what's keeping them in this. The economic situation on the T side of Complexity is still pretty good, so they're going to get the buy yet again. So they're going to move into another buy round here. Xp3 goes armorless with the AWP, finally realizes it doubles back to CT spawn. But, you know, the rifle rounds have been all Complexity, whereas these pistol rounds have been just incredibly excruciating for Complexity. It leaves you wondering, why bother buying the rifles at all? The pistol rounds have been working out so wonderfully for you. Just stick with the pistols.
I think it's the aggressive play that they're doing, is that they're surprising Complexity with these pistols. They're pushing in, getting in their faces, and just out-aiming them. Instead of letting Complexity just execute on sight, they're sitting back and they're saying, go ahead and execute with rifles, and then they just can't hold the site after that. So why not get aggressive? Continue to play the aggressive playstyle that you are with the pistols, and see what you can make out of it. It's a 4v, so it's a 4 rounds for Winterfox, 6 for Complexity. And I think whoever wins this round is going to break the bank from the other team, SEMPHIS on Xp3. So it's going to be an early start for the T-side squad. It's going to be 5v4 in favor of Complexity. They do have full mid control as well, so you have 1 CT player playing in B, 1 person sitting truck, and 2 people sitting in A. Valens is going to go vent. Let's see if he can get a little bit of aggression here. He spams a little bit underneath and decides that he's going to hop out of the vent. So T-side team is looking for some more kicks here. And there it is. sancz takes on flowsicK in the A site, so it's going to be 1 person sitting in the A site. desi has to be a huge round, and it takes on 1. That's the start. Let's see if we can take down a few other players here. He sees one cat and gets taken out by SEMPHIS instead. So autimatic sneaks up behind him, and then she takes another one as well, down to LeX, and he gets taken down. So again, there's that rifles, and they're just sitting back. The CT side team needs to get aggressive like they are in their pistol rounds, and they need to surprise them a little bit more. They're just sitting back and getting picked off. So Complexity takes mid control, which is huge on this map. Once they take the mid control, they're just taking full control of cat and highway, and then they're just peeking the A site with that op from SEMPHIS. I think they need to get a little bit more aggressive. So let's see if we can get a little bit more pistol magic out of here, and then SEMPHIS is going to get aggressive on mid.
Yeah, you know, it's something that we heard, man, was it Thorin talk about at the major? He was saying how, you know, the North American teams, they get off to that early lead, and they never really feel the need to get aggressive or play confident. They play almost like wimpy Counter-Strike, like they're afraid of their opponent. And usually that doesn't happen in North America, but it seems to be happening right now as Winterfox has taken quite a few rounds, and the reason they're winning their pistol rounds is they're playing them confidently. But when it comes to the buy rounds, they play them a little bit too timid, and you can see, again, a pistol round comes down to a 2v2 right now. Desi with the AK in the A site. Xp3 has found himself an AWP. He's going to be in mid. The bomb making its way in towards the A site. Roca with a nice pop flash, but another pistol round for Winterfox. And really, it's been all of that aggression, that confidence that just brims over for Winterfox there. And it's something you really want to see from them on their buy rounds. Like we were saying at the major, they were watching these teams play with, like Liquid. They got off to like 13 rounds and they couldn't close out a game. That happened multiple times with the North American teams, and it's because they play too timid sometimes. Like, they get themselves in this position where they're almost afraid of their opponents, so they don't want to take those risks when you really need to. You watch teams like Virtus.pro or even Luminosity, who is technically, quote-unquote, a North American team, but when they get off to a lead, they get very aggressive. They push everything. They get very confident. And you can see Desi maybe finally understanding that he needs to do that as he's going to get into a very aggressive position here on aim. He's going to get the first two and the bomb. SEMPHIS goes for the aim duel. Desi able to survive by the hair on his chinny chin. He's still left standing on those toxic barrels before he's finally dropped. But a lot of damage dealt here to the T side of Complexity. flowsicK peeking into A main, trying to spot another one, but he drops to autimatic. And that's going to make it a 3v2 now. But bomb control given to the Winterfox side as the bomb is just outside of A main. It's going to be on sancz and autimatic to try and regain this. LeX on catwalk should be able to spot one out. A lot of damage dealt to Anger, but Winterfox finally taking a rifle round here after seems what's been a chain of just pure pistol play.
Desi gets aggressive again on A main. He decides that he's just not going to sit back in sight anymore, and then as soon as the T side team threw those smokes with the A strat, he sat right in front of the smoke, got 2 kills, and did a lot of damage on the other 2 players as well. And because of it, they picked up the round, but they also picked up a lot of guns as well. So they look not that great on the money situation for either team, but CT obviously has a... Oh, the double kill coming at Xp3. He nails valens and SEMPHIS to the domes. It's going to be 5v3 situation. We get taken out instead of an autimatic. It's going to be 4v3, and there's Anger on the flank coming quickly out of that vent. But roca, sitting in CT spawn, he needs to come up with a huge flank here. He's sitting in heaven, spotting anybody from coming around, but they know he's there. He's going to get naded and taken down by Desi as well. So thanks. You're the only one left in sight, and he gets taken down. So 6-7. It's going to be 7-7 all tied up. But CTs, they're going to have enough money to buy for their other 2 teammates. So 2 can buy, or 3 can buy 2, 2 can't buy 3. I'm going to be able to give them some M4s. But T-side team, with the money loss bonus, you get $1,400 plus $500 every consecutive round after that, plus the bomb plant. They'll have plenty of money to buy here.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is, you know, if it weren't for that double frag from Xp3, that collateral, I really think that could have been Complexity's round. The only reason that round really came to the situation it came to is because he got 2 frags for 1 bullet, and then the fact that he dropped immediately actually really helped Winterfox take the round, because he drops immediately, autimatic takes the op, finds a kill of his own. If it weren't for that 2 for 1, it would have changed the pace of the round altogether. Instead, it's going to come down to this 15th round of the first half here. And it's going to be kind of a broken buy here for Complexity. They've got the Galil on sancz, and roca with the Scout. And then valens, just a Tech 9 in his hands. It looks like they're going to try and get a boosted player up in mid. That's going to be sancz. A lot of damage dealt thus far to the side of Complexity. As you can see, roca and valens on 24 hit points combined. LeX in mid holding down white box. Is going to be Anger with the first frag of the round. He's locking down the vents. LeX finally strikes from white box, gets dropped immediately. Anger peeking from vents, finds another, looking for a third. 1 tap to the body of roca. Xp3 getting the other frag. 8-7, Winterfox somehow come out on top. I mean, despite the fact that if you look at the early, it seemed like it was going to be all Complexity, in the way that things panned out in the last map. Complexity put on quite a show on Mirage in their match on Face It, so it got scary a little bit for Winterfox early on, but they regained their composure, and now they're moving on to the T side, which you could actually argue is a better side for Winterfox right now, because they can use pure aim to open up sites. They can play puggier on the T side, rely on strong players to make rounds, whereas on the CT side, it's a little bit harder to do that.
I almost want to kind of say it's the opposite. I think that Winterfox is going to have an extremely difficult time getting any rounds on T side. Complexity with SEMPHIS is going to just keep roaming with the op, and I don't know. We'll see. But I just think that if they wanted to win this map, I think that 10 rounds on CT side, neither half is going to be easy, right? Because you're kind of pugging it out a little bit. You have two people who have been playing with you. I just think that on T side, without executes and just lurking for picks, if they don't get the picks, it's going to be really, really hard for them to get anything going, especially getting any bomb planes down for a little bit extra cash on ecos. But let's see what they're going to do on piss around. So we have desi, flowsicK, and anger both with armor, or all three with armor, and then Xp3 has a smoke, and so does LeX. So let's see if they're going to execute on something. LeX is taken down by an aggressive push from sancz and autimatic into the A side. They're going to push his bomb side with B.
They're going to head into the B site. roca tapping away. He's going to find one, looking for more, and he finds it. He's holding down the generator spot. Oh, roca survives somehow, bunny hopping around using those KZ skills to keep himself alive. And it's going to be the 8th round, the tie round here for Complexity. So they take the pistol on the CT side, and that was devastating for Winterfox. They really needed to take that pistol and start chaining rounds together, cripple the economy on Complexity. They needed to control the money. Like, if you watch the early part of that first half, Complexity controlled Winterfox's money very well. Once Complexity let Winterfox get a foot in the door with their money, it's when they started putting rounds on the board. So we'll see if that plays a factor here, is now they're going to be able to potentially put that op on SEMPHIS early on and start a little bit of a dominant half. And SEMPHIS, very aggressive in B main. So much information here for the rest of his teammates. They're going to stack up over towards A, and it's going to be an onslaught here for autimatic and valens. sancz chiming in with one as well, and just like that, Xp3 the LMS here in A main.
You're absolutely right, is that the CT team needs to get a bunch of money. One, for the op for SEMPHIS, and two, for Molotovs to stop any executes that might go on. But again, we're probably going to see not many executes coming out of Winterfox, but instead we're going to see a lot more as that pick and go. And see maybe a little bit of aggressive mid. Good pug strat possibly is just to try to get somebody over that mid control and take a mid box and take as much mid control as you can. So they did buy Tech 9 armor last round. Looks like they're going to buy just a smoke and 2 flashes, maybe a little bit of a B push here, or possibly going out A main instead. Let's see what they're going to do, and they are going to head towards A. The T-side team looking to get a bomb plane here. They don't necessarily need to win their round. They just want that bomb plane to get them a little bit of extra money coming into this first time round.
Yeah, probably just setting up here with LeX. They're going to bank one off the crates here, the Shroust, and send that towards toxic barrels. Let the players get out of Squeaky Door and get that bomb down on the default spot. They're going to have one up close and personal. It's going to be autimatic. Holy white screen, but he's got plenty of support. He walks right into the P250 of anger. Bomb's going to be planted, so round successful here as the rest of the Complexity squad mops it up. It's going to be SEMPHIS and sancz with the full house. 3 for SEMPHIS, 2 for sancz. And it's just another round coming together here for Complexity. sancz on the defuse, and they do it pretty handily. I mean, they survived with 5 in round 17, now 4 in this round. Their money is looking very good, as they have only lost 1 gun. Even the pistol round was good. They've only seen 2 deaths in the entire second half so far, so 3 rounds. It's 2 kills for the entire side of Winterfox. And that's going to affect things as they move forward here into the second half. Round 19, it's going to be the first buy coming in for Winterfox. They're going to put that op on Xp3. He's actually going to boost desi up in mid. They're going to go for some mid control. It's going to put a lot of weight on Valen's shoulder here as he's trapped behind sandbags. He's got sancz there to help out. Molly's going to rain out, and he's going to have to get out of dodge, and just doesn't get out in time. sancz spots one over towards Vents. He's going to drop a Molly right under Anger's feet. Does enough damage to take him out. Pop flash for desi is going to get him the frag. Still in mid, they've got SEMPHIS with the AWP. It looks like he put a light shot down onto flowsicK. autimatic's going to peek from inside the site. Gets dropped immediately by LeX. 3-2 right now. Winterfox looking to get that bomb planted on the A bomb site. And only 1 kit on the CT side. That's on the op of all people. SEMPHIS with it. roca, the touchdown grenade, finds flowsicK. If he can handle this player on quad box, it's just going to be on Xp3 and A main with that AWP. And you can see again the KZ skills from roca. I can tell you one thing. This man KZ is quite a bit. Bunny hopping around. He's going to get himself onto that box. And he's looking to spot the shadow of the player quad box. He gets it, but goes down immediately to Xp3. So Winterfox pick up the round. Now they're only down 1 with a potential opportunity to break the money on the CT side that had built up so wonderfully through those anti-ecos.
That's exactly what we wanted to see, is that we saw that mid control that we thought would come out from the T-side team, and they did. So, nice little execute. They got boosted up, and then they did a little bit more of a Molotov on that sandbags and pushed him out of that sandbag. So Xp3 is going to get boosted here as well. Nig actually gets a pick on SEMPHIS. So a little bit too much aggression out of SEMPHIS, and it's going to be an early start for Winterfox, 5v4, and they don't have much utility, but neither does the CT team either. So a lot of utility already being used early on in this round.
autimatic has to be careful here as Anger is right around the corner. He's going to toss an nade right under his feet, does quite a bit of damage. Using the rifle to chip away at that HP. He's going to get spotted by desi, and now he's pinched. You can see it's going to be LeX moving in towards A main. He's going to take him out, so a decent trade there for Winterfox as desi tries to make his way out of squeaky door. He's actually going to smoke and fall off, and that's going to be Valens now having to come up, as it looks like it could potentially be a rotate out or maybe even a fake. Valens trying to find his way into checkerboard using that smoke. He's got to be careful as flowsicK is in B main, and that smoke could fade at any second. And they are going to be going for that B take right now. They've got Xp3 already in checker. He's going to spot Valens. Now Valens is in trouble. He's going to drop a molly. Gets dinked through the box by the AWP of Xp3. Somehow survives down to 48 HP. He's holding on in the site. desi trying to get into position. A pop flash from Valens isn't really going to find anyone. Valens should be dead in just a second, and down he goes, but a perfectly timed peek from roca to get the trade out for Complexity. Now it's Xp3, the man with the big green gun. Pink in this case, but swapping out for the AK. He's going to go for the plant. He has no time, and Complexity's going to pick up on that. Xp3 baits it out, gets the first kill. Now he's got to find one really quick. Trying to spot out sancz, just can't get to him in time. Xp3 knows where he is, but the kill just comes in too late. Complexity take the round. Very similar to the round that Complexity lost in that eco where autimatic got, I think it was Anger. No, it was flowsicK sticking the bomb, but just after the defuse.
I'm not sure what LeX was thinking by crossing in the middle of site. Typically you want to cross near headshot, so you cross underneath heaven, so you don't get shot from the guy heaven. And there was 35 seconds left, so it wasn't like he had to push the site. We had Xp3 holding one side. He can either hold left or right of the box and tell his teammate to push up on the right side, but he didn't. He just crossed, got shot from heaven, and it turned into a 3v3 situation instead. So a little bit of a misplay coming out of LeX, and they probably could have snagged that round if he didn't decide to just full-on rush the site instead of going headshot and sneaking up on the CT player instead.
So it's going to be another kind of awkward buy here for Complexity as they've lost quite a few guns. SEMPHIS with the deagle, autimatic with the FAMAS, but it's just as awkward on the opposite side. So this is a big round for both teams. A swing round could really force the money in both directions. Xp3's got to be careful here. He's got Valens right on the other side of that box, and you can see he peeks. Valens striking perfectly. The timing just excellent here from the side of Complexity. Winterfox now left scrambling. It's all down to Anger here with the Tech 9. Spamming away on SEMPHIS, looking for another one. Not going to get it. It's 12-9. Complexity break the money on Winterfox. You can see it there. They get that $1,900 loss bonus from losing 2 rounds in a row. And Complexity is going to get a chance to start building up their economy yet again. So maybe a little bit closer than people would have anticipated because of how badly Winterfox got beaten by Complexity in the last match in Face It. But every map is a new day, and Winterfox only down 3 rounds, but another eco should put the score at 13-9 unless they can do what they did on the CT side, which was consecutively win pistol rounds. I mean, how many eco rounds did we see Winterfox put together on their CT side? A little bit harder on the T side, though, but they do have the quality Tech 9, and roca is going to try and shut this down immediately. 1, 2, 3, setting them up, looking for a fourth, not going to find it. It's actually going to be Valens. Anger pushed his way through the smoke. He's going to get spotted by SEMPHIS, and down he goes. These two former teammates end up gunning each other in towards tree, and it's SEMPHIS who comes out the victor. 13-9, Winterfox starting to let this one slip away.
roca's just being an animal in the B site. In the round before where he just sat on top of the box and sprayed away through that smoke and got 2 kills, and then there again he actually got a nice little 3k. So LeX is going to snag a Galil. The T side team doesn't have much utility coming out here. They do have the amount of smokes, 1 Molotov and a few different nades, but they don't have an op. So it looks like they're going to try to work an A strat here instead. So desi setting up for his smoke and LeX is setting up for his smoke as well. So we have one person lurking in B, while the other teammates are going to go towards that A site, maybe get a bomb plant down or try to take this site away. But the CT players, they do have Molotov ready for this.
Oh, autimatic pushes through the smoke. Anger, though, jumping up onto lockers. It's going to force autimatic out of position. He's going to get spotted by the players as they try to make their way out of squeaky door. That was Xp3 spamming away. Molly's going to rain out from the NBK spot. That's autimatic tossing it. Gets into an up-close and personal duel with LeX. And the barrel directly on LeX's body shouldn't be a miss there. And in fact, it is a frag. Autimatic looking for another. Goes down. But it's on flowsicK here. 1v4. Complexity shutting down this A site. flowsicK's going to have to find some magic. And he's not going to find it today. 14-9. Complexity 5 rounds up over Winterfox. An eco round incoming. Probably going to be a force buy here from Winterfox, as they don't want to give that 15th round to Complexity. Not sure if they're going to go with pistol armor or if it's just going to be like the upgraded pistols. They're going with Deagle armorless, so they actually are going to play a little bit more passive on the buy and give themselves that opportunity to fight for overtime, but it's going to be quite difficult. I mean, it's a full buy, full equip from every CT, and SEMPHIS with the AWP in mid unscopes at the perfect time, but he could have caught LeX early. So LeX is going to drop down into Cubby in mid, pop flashing his way around, hoping to spot out the Opper, but the Opper not giving him any opportunities. Meanwhile, over on B, it's actually going to be valens who strikes first. sancz from the toxic barrels in A site spots one. valens pushing on B main. Gets one, looking for another. It's Xp3 right around the corner. But Xp3, the Tech 9, just so fine. It's 2-4 right now. Xp3 in anger, trying to salvage this round, potentially get a bomb plant, maybe take some more money out of the pockets of the CT side of Complexity. On white box, we've got SEMPHIS with the AWP. And he's actually in really good position here. He can spot out anger, and he does. So now it's on Xp3. M4 creeping up on SEMPHIS. Kory, are you going to get spotted? No! SEMPHIS with the pistol, polishing off that last bit of health from Xp3. And it's now match point here from Complexity on map number 1.
I think you hit this right on the head, is that if they couldn't control the money from Complexity being on that CT side, they're going to have an extremely difficult time making anything happen. Just the sheer amount of Molotovs and utility coming out of the CT team can stop pretty much any execute that Winterfox decided to go with. Xp3, he's going to sit on top of this, and he's going to get boosted up. Let's see if he gets a nice little entry pick coming out of mid.
sancz gets aggressive here, pushing into Squeaky, but it's Anger who strikes first. That was SEMPHIS pushing in a little bit more aggressively than he needed to, so a lot of aggression here coming from Complexity. They're just trying to close this one out. Oh, automatic swaps for the op, but he's very close to A main with Anger right around the corner. He's going to have to head back towards quad box, and he gets out just in time before that smoke fades. Another kill coming in here for the side of Winterfox as LeX manages to dispatch of valens. Xp3 is going to peek towards automatic on quad box, and that's a frag for the Opper here for Winterfox. sancz coming up onto highway or a catwalk, and he drops. So Winterfox look to be taking a round they desperately needed, potentially forcing that score to 15-10. Now, if we look at the money on the CT side, they could afford to lose quite a few rounds as they've built up that economy. So roca's just going to go for this, try and take some cash out of the pockets of Winterfox. But it's going to be a full-up round here. The clean sweep, or the Swiffer as we call it. Winterfox find that 10th round. And the buy round here from Complexity not going to quite drain down that cash pile just yet. So they might be able to squeak one more buy out of this. Kind of an awkward force buy before they have to go on to Eco.
Let's see if SEMPHIS is going to get oddly aggressive mid with the op, and Xp3 actually takes him down easily. So early start for the T-side team. And this is how you start a comeback. You gotta make sure you win rounds and win them decisively.
Over on A, it's going to be Anger who opens things up. They're going to try and get their way out onto the site. It's going to be on valens, who's moving his way up towards the toxic barrel. Spots the head of Anger, trying to take him out. Finally does so. He drops immediately. sancz there with the trade. And it's a 1v2 now. sancz trying to get into the site, tosses that molly and tries to stop the plant. flowsicK very far behind his teammate, but he's going to be able to get into A main in time. So LeX is just buying time right now behind quad box. As sancz comes around the corner, he's going to eat a flashbang from LeX, and down he goes. Winterfox finding that 11th round. Could the comeback be real here? Winterfox crippled the economy on the CT side enough that it probably is going to be a pistol buy here, potentially a few players picking up armor, but it could be that 15-12 scoreline. And, you know, I kind of said that Winterfox needed to take this one if they were going to take this best of 3. I really didn't see it going the way if they couldn't take map number 1. Complexity, though, only need one round to close this out.
I think that roca is probably going to come up with a monstrous round, and it's probably going to end it. But Xp3 starts it off early, gets another opening pick. He's gotten a lot of opening picks on SEMPHIS, so the op duel is definitely in favor of Xp3 so far. flowsicK takes down another one as well, so an early start. 5v4 situation, 5v3 now. SEMPHIS and valens are both been taken down, so Xp3 getting boosted there. The T-side team is quite spread out and just looking for people to peek. sancz is going to peek mid. He's going to have a duel. And doesn't quite get taken out, but Xp3 again with another frag. That's 2 kills for him so far.
Xp3 going for the no-scope on automatic. P250 is going to come out. The last bit of health has been drained away. The last kill happening in the B site. That was LeX taking out roca, who was hiding behind the pipe box. And it's now 15-12, that scoreline we just said. So, Complexity really needed to close things down a little bit quicker here, because now the money and the confidence is starting to come in for Winterfox here, and that's confidence they desperately needed. They had kind of lost it, I think, after their loss to enemy, devastating, losing in triple overtime like that, and then they got kind of obliterated by Complexity just prior to this match. So to win this first map was a big hurdle for them. So if they can come back from this, that's even better, because the fact that they were almost on the verge of defeat to come back and win it, then it's like they're moving with some serious energy into the second map, which is Cobble. Now, not necessarily a puggy map, but if they start on the T side, they can just play that raw speed, that aim duel, and they could use that confidence to get them some serious round momentum and build into a potential lead at halftime. But we're still live in map number 1. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Still 5 players up for both sides. A lot of nades wasted for both sides. You can see quite a few mollies tossed out by the T side, trying to sniff out the positioning here from the CTs. We've got Complexity boosting autimatic up onto the Shroud spot over in the corner of A. And he's just waiting for this execution, but it's going to be a bit of a fake as the bomb hasn't made its way in towards that direction. They toss the smokes, and Angler just kind of going in solo, and he's going to get dropped. So now they're going to head towards B, and you can see Complexity already knows exactly what's going to happen here. As Valens drops a pop flash, roca in sight, guns down 2. Valens coming in from heaven, looking for more. He's going to whip out the knife, but it's not going to happen. roca is going to get that last kill. 16-12 is going to be your scoreline as Complexity close out map number 1. So we're going to be moving into map number 2, which is going to be Cobblestone, and it's going to be that 1-0 lead here for Complexity, and Cobblestone is their pick. But reminder, guys, I am Bach. My co-caster for this evening is Hano. You are watching StarLadder live on Twitch. We will be right back.